Hosting a show in the world today takes everything you got. The show can end up being awful boring and your brain begins to rot. Wouldn't you like to have some fun? Sometimes you gotta go where everybody is insane, and the jokes are never lame. We got the stories you wanna hear and the facts that you wanna know. We're the best thing on the radio. Every little thing is original. You'll laugh till you're in tears. So just forget we stole this song from Cheers.
Welcome everyone to Man Cave Live. I'm your host, the great and powerful Pujie. And with me this week is Shreckus Maximus Aurelius Us the Third.
Hello.
Whoa!
Last minute fixins here.
Welcome back, Shreckus. You are a bit. Whoa! All right, calm down.
Whoa!
He's just pouring scotch.
This is different from when. See, they love it.
They love it. The crowd loves it. And also returning this week is. All right. John, the Captain, Mark Adams.
How's it going? God damn. Hi.
Standing ovation every
man.
time.
I'll bring my symphony with me.
Welcome back, listeners, to another special episode of Man Cave Live. All right, crowd.
Move it over.
Crowd. Listeners, viewers now. All right, crowd, shut it the fuck up.
God damn.
Oh, shit. That was, all right.
You got them trained well.
Well, yeah,
very responsive.
abrupt.
Good job. Good job.
All right, listeners, welcome back to a very special Veterans Day episode. And why it's so special is because we've never done it on air or video. We actually had a Veterans Day episode last year, and it did not air because
Technical difficulties.
That's that's all I can remember.
Let's just call it that and call it a day.
Yeah, we'll call it that. So that being said, doing an episode like this for the veterans, we have to wake these guys up. They're asleep. The veterans are asleep. So that being said,
Reveille!
oh shit, I gotta pull over, get out of my car, salute. Where's it at? Where's it coming from? Where's it coming from?
You have to find the flag.
No, you salute in the way where the music.
You always salute towards headquarters.
Yeah,
because that's where the flag is.
I didn't have that problem because my barracks were right next to the fucking siren thing.
Oh God!
Yeah, I was stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and I had a cool, nifty old barracks that was it was Barracks C, and it was right next to the horn, the monitor speaker. There we go, monitor speaker, where it played all the damn music, and it was right there. So whether I was off, sick, or whatever, Reveille's still going. Taps is going to play at the end of the day.
Go shamming at sick call again.
I got my Tylenol 3 and went home.
Sick call ranger, sick call ranger.
Damn right. So this episode is going to be dedicated to our veterans for Veterans Day. That is very different than Memorial Day. I know a lot of viewers and a lot of people don't know the difference. People think that you're supposed to be all sad on Veterans Day. It's not. It's just supposed to salute your veterans that went out there and, took the call of service.
These are the ones that are still with us. Still.
Yeah, we're
Or
still
still
alive.
hanging in there.
We're still,
And those, they're still serving or have retired since.
right. Veterans.
Yeah.
The ones with the special card or the license plate. So the ones that go to Costco and like, I need to go to the front of the line.
I never got that veteran put on my ID. I really need to do that.
Oh, I have one. I actually have it, the newest one. It looks like shit. It is so cheesy because Office Depot now sponsors it. And I know the veterans out there looking or can agree because it looks like a cheesy veterans card that looks fake. It's all plastic. And then you turn it around and it's got this fucking logo of Office Depot. So it looks fake. It looks like, it doesn't really belong. It looks like you made it yourself.
Pudgy, I'm going to be nice this time. And I know you have a little cohibas over there. From there.
Right?
Okay, hold on.
Well, I like my little cohibas. They're more manageable.
Yeah.
Well, if you weren't so short, this wouldn't be a problem.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
and
but I do have a couple of my other ones.
oh, those look fancy.
They are fancy. That's just to keep the humidity right.
Speaking of which, we probably should have Blackjack. Would you mind
Little.
some background
Good
music
music.
if you would, Blackjack? That'd be great.
I tried to see if Jiminy would come over, but
Fuck Jiminy.
he said the same thing. He's
Nope.
like, nope, I'm
Nope.
not. No.
Nope.
I think.
So he's busy hanging out with my cat. He might be dead. The cat might eat him.
Oh, Jimmy?
Yeah. The fuego?
Oh yeah. Give me a minute here. We're smoking some gars. That's what we
Get
do
all set
here,
up.
right here in the man cave. Damn, Blackjack.
It's a better sax player than Jiminy ever had.
Right?
Way better.
Well,
sax.
Jiminy had Bill Clinton. That was his sax player. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
just
Bill
shrinking?
Clinton in his off days.
Then he's right. Way better saxophone.
No, way better. Way better sax player. Not Clinton. This is a way better sax player than. To be clear.
I actually brought more scotch this time than last time, but still, don't drink all my scotch.
No promises. No promises.
It is still
It's
Balvenie.
Balvenie, 12
It is-
year,
no, no, no.
Caribbean cask.
It's 14 year.
14 year. I do apologize.
This is actually my new favorite scotch. We got to thank.
Can we have some, though?
Yes, I will be nice and share.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I
well.
offered some last time, but you still had that gaping maw of a hole.
That's right. You did.
Oh,
To be clear, I still do. It's just that,
Not
it's
so
healed
bad.
up. It's healed up.
Oh, it's healed up a little bit? Ah,
I can eat
gotcha.
rice now, that was a major thing, especially for my wife who is Asian. Not eating rice, that's divorce worthy right there. Like, how are you not going to eat rice, bro?
yeah. Right. It's my cigar holder now.
These
too.
cohibas are pretty good. These little red ones.
Is that the ones that went to? Because I couldn't find the normal ones that we've always got before. And like the gold and black tin. I only seen the red ones.
Oh, these little things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll try one a little later. I like my Alec Bradley's.
I'm actually smoking a new tobacco that I just got in today by Sutliff Tobaccos, and it's called Vanilla Custard Cream. I hope that it smells good. I hope it's not like one of those tobaccos that it smells really good until you smoke it, and then
it goes to
it just smells like tobacco. That's really what I'm hoping against here.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring something nice to the man cave and not just, oh, look, it's tobacco.
Tobacco. Yeah. Some bugle. A big old bag of the biggest bag you can buy of bugle.
Red man.
You never even get to halfway through before it goes stale and
You're like,
shitty.
fuck.
You're like, this is just burning like paper.
I actually have something that I put inside my tobacco jars here. It costs like 50 cents, man. And these are little discs that you dunk them in cold water, and they're actually a humidor.
Really?
You just put them right in there, bloop, just like that, and that's it. They're like
Captain.
Yeah. You have a
Oh.
little bag, but these, they're reusable. You just dunk them in water for a few
I
seconds.
like the
and that's
method
it.
to where
I
I
wanna-
just throw it in the freezer.
I want to look at those after a
Sure,
show.
sure,
after
sure,
a show.
sure.
I want to see because I mean this is like my little travel thing for cigars.
Well, this is mostly meant for
for pipe tobacco, for loose tobacco. If you have cigars like that,
What's to keep the relative humidity out of it?
fuck, usable. I just don't know, man.
Well, the little packs I use, this is like a bucket specs.
Yeah.
So, and this one's their travel one, and in my humidor at home, they have a bigger bag, but I keep it. It's like you keep cigars about 70, and it's supposed to do 72.
I actually just throw them in the freezer. I know. I mean, I'm not a good cigar smoker. I enjoy a good cigar.
It freezes the tobacco, but it also does keep it fresher longer. I mean, it really does.
True. Just gotta let it thaw before you smoke it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let it sit out at room temperature for a while.
I've made that mistake before. You immediately light and you're like,
Smoking an ice pick. Fuck!
it makes it very wet. Just a lot of steam and smoke going in it. It hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And then you don't taste anything. You don't smell anything. You just smell
Because you
steam.
froze all your senses. That's what happened.
No, that's not how
That
that.
has?
No. That's not how science works, Shreckus.
Yeah,
I'm making it up.
How about the real
Oh.
science?
That's why we have you here.
That's an inside joke. How about you stop watching your video games?
You only
and
really
playing
get
your
that if you're
movies?
one of like 6 people.
Ooh, I got a text message. I'll deal with that later.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Let me see your.
Definitely fire.
So, as we were saying, this was a special Veterans Day episode, and Shreckus wants to tell you a little bit about what Veterans Day is. A little bit of history, a little bit of backstory, and all that stuff. So we'll go right into that.
So, ooh, damn, Blackjack. He's got better drummers too. You got a steal on that when you got him there. All right, so as Pudgie said, it's Veterans Day is for those currently serving and those retired and that are still with us and keeping it going. And our Army brother. Oh,
This is the Army theme song for those of you who don't know.
Caisson song.
Caisson song. And from what I understand, from there. Okay, back to this. It started. Veterans Day originally was Armistice Day, which is the ending of World War I on the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, turned into November 11th. And then, let's see, 1954, it was renamed Veterans Day to for those currently serving, those retired in military from all branches. Let's see. If I didn't do that, it would be even better, huh? But that's where it started. I mean, it started as essentially the celebration of the end of World War I, then translated or transferred over to just full Veterans Day. It's still, Armistice Day, but
World War I, the war to end all wars, right?
The
That's what
Great
we call
War.
it, the Great War.
That one.
And that
Well,
was really the end of the royalty, wasn't it? Wasn't that kind of what World War I was?
It was start of the downfall of.
Yeah, because before World War I, there were like 17 different kings and emperors and queens or something like that. Now they're like, or after World War I, there were like 4.
And it was when what was the guy's name?
There was
Kaiser
Wilhelm,
No.
Tsar Romanov,
No, Captain knows who I'm talking about. The guy who started it, the assassin.
Franz Ferdinand.
Franz Ferdinand. There we go.
Yeah.
He was the one who was killed.
He was the one who was killed, but it was like
I don't remember
it
what
was
the assassin's name was.
Galvo Princip or something.
remember
I'm not going to look it up.
It was Archduke Franz Ferdinand that was
But he
killed
was
by
the one. But he was killed by somebody, which essentially started this whole domino effect of everybody having to declare war because one guy got killed due to all the treaties that were, and essentially since all of that happened, everybody fucked up everybody, and
it was interesting because almost every single king. In fact, there isn't any almost every single bit of royalty in the land. They were all related. They were all cousins or nephews.
Yeah, they were exactly Queen Victoria's offspring.
Yeah.
It was somehow
Like if you
or another
look
go
at
back to
Kaiser
Queen.
Wilhelm, King George, and Tsar Romanov, Nicholas, they look like triplets.
Yeah.
King George being Queen Elizabeth's father.
King George from Britain, like the reigning king at the time.
Yeah. But was that
It was like
Elizabeth's
George
father?
the Fifth or something like that. Yeah.
No,
I think
he
it
was Victoria's grandson.
Was he the one that?
No, he was.
Was he
I'm
the
talking
one
about
that
current
had?
Queen Elizabeth? Would that be her father?
No, that would be like great grandfather.
Okay.
Was this? No, it was which George in World War, like shortly after or shortly before World War II, abdicated so he can marry what's her face.
That was why King George became king.
Yes.
So what it was first off, King George's real name is Albert. Albert was just brother to the king, but the king.
Sir Gavin's going to yell at us about this.
I know Sir Gavin's screaming at the
I know.
his
He's
phone
like,
going,
no!
"You fucking idiots!"
These fucking idiots.
So what happened was Albert. So Albert is Queen Elizabeth's father.
Okay.
And Albert was not supposed to be king. His brother was king, but his brother abdicated the throne to marry a divorced woman.
Yeah.
Now, that's the official reason. If there's extra
There's
reason
other
within the
conspiracies.
family, sure, whatever.
We can do another show
But
on
but
that.
as a result of that,
We'll do
King-
that when
King-
do that when Gavin gets here.
As a result of that, Albert became King George.
Wow.
Albert changed his name to King George, and then he died making Queen Elizabeth Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, so I was correct. King George the Fifth was the grandchild of Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
And so was...
Who is she? Who is he to Elizabeth, though?
He would great-grandfather.
Okay.
No, grandfather.
Okay.
Yes. Because I know that Tsar Nicholas Romanov was also a grandchild of Victoria,
he was-
as well
he
as
was
Kaiser
somewhere.
Wilhelm.
Okay.
You know, like it's crazy. If you look at
And
the
the
pictures,
Romanovs are Anastasia, right?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
the longest reigning dynasty in history.
Really?
Yep, the Romanovs span, I think, well over 200 years.
What about
Maybe
the Chinese
short of-
dynasty?
Like the single family dynasty.
Oh, yeah,
it's the
okay, yeah,
longest
yeah.
reigning single family, single bloodline dynasty in
All I know
That's
is this
the history of dynasties.
That's where Gavin's going to start yelling. He's going to start.
No!
He's going to be the commenting on YouTube.
He was a fan.
These assholes.
Now-
He doesn't. We haven't even published yet, and his ears are ringing right now.
Right.
He's already preparing a statement.
Right.
Like he knows that we got something wrong about British royalty.
We're gonna have to
He's
make a
Fucking Americans.
a second episode just to apologize for our
Well, they still do celebrate Armistice Day in Europe.
We're gonna have to
With
spend
the
all the
poppy.
money that we have in Man Cave Live's bank account to fly him over back to Texas and do a show with him so that he can correct us.
You know what? We'll Zoom them or something because a pandemic.
We'll put him in on Zoom.
Use Man Cave Live money.
Valid
Wrong with
point.
you?
We'll do Microsoft Teams.
Teams or is Skype still a thing? People still Skype things.
Skype is still a thing.
Discord, fuck it.
No, you can even on Facebook Messenger. You can get them on Facebook Messenger for video.
There we go. It just won't be good.
We're not gonna do that right now, though. Fuck
No.
it. No, not really. We love you, Gavin.
I would call them. I have that feature on this little fancy thing.
We could do that later. We
But
don't have to
how do you dial Britain?
Pretty sure you got to dial 9 for an outside line.
Oh shit!
Google dial Britain.
And they have that weird ringtone.
So, side note about the name Gavin. In Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a little side quest. It's not really a quest. It's more of a conspiracy theory. There's this guy walking around. Have you seen my friend Gavin? And he's British as fuck, right? And he's looking for his friend Gavin. So later on,
the
at
first
the
one or second one?
The second one. Later on at the end of the
Okay, I
game,
remember.
10 years later, he's still walking around looking for his buddy Gavin. Yeah. Have you seen Gavin?
That map is so big, Gavin's fucking lost.
Yeah, he's
He's in the
gone.
fucking desert, and a snake got him.
Well, the theory goes that maybe he has multiple personalities and he is Gavin.
Ah, okay,
know.
that works.
But either way, it's just a nice little, hey, Gavin, you made it, buddy. You're in Red Dead.
You're in Red Dead.
Somebody's been looking for you for
Yay.
decades.
Decades.
And yeah, if you're yelling at us, we're sorry.
Sort of. I
Ish.
don't know anything. I didn't go to
I
UK
stopped
history.
worrying. I started worrying about what the British think about America back in 1776. Just
Well, I don't think he cares.
no, he doesn't.
All right, so
Where were we at?
beer of the week.
Oh, we're getting a sidebar.
Yeah, we're gonna sidebar go to beer of
All
the week. Oh, I thought you were already done with Veterans
We
Day.
did what Veterans Day is and how it started and where it was. So we're good.
Okay.
That was our little.
I kind of have a. I don't know what are veterans are supposed to do on this day because you don't get the day off.
Party?
No.
no, actually,
Yeah, well, that's what we did. We always went home. We didn't get the day off, but after work,
Well,
we went home and partied, and we showed up to 4
I'll
a.m.
explain
formation.
what certain groups do here momentarily when we start discussing the branches from there.
Okay.
So-
all right. Well, before that, I need to get some. I'm gonna get some boozes. It's kind
You're
of
gonna get some boozes?
somewhat of a beer show.
Duh.
So
I know.
we're gonna go right into beer of the week. We don't have the button, couldn't find it, but it's a cadence, and it goes something like "Beer, beer, beer," said the private.
Bear, 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 said the private.
But you're not a private.
What manly men are we?
What manly men are we?
But it's not so fair that you can't compare to the airborne infantry. Oh.
Something, 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 something.
Really?
We're gonna get
U.S. artillery.
We're gonna get some angry drill sergeants on the comments too. Y'all need to learn your fucking cadences.
The only ones I really remember are the ones about artillery. You know, like
And see, I was in an airborne unit, so all my cadences had to deal with airborne. And it was just the same cadences, just different fucking words.
Yeah, like so.
We had to do SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, we had to do SpongeBob SquarePants as well.
I don't think SpongeBob existed when I was in the Army, but
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones, because I'm a 13 Bang Bang viewers, artillery. I'm a red leg, and
He's
one of
the
my
one-
favorites
He's
is
the one who fires the guns.
that's right. We steal on target, steal rain,
No.
and
Fun fact: my brother is the one who tells him where to fire.
yes, 13 Foxtrot or the Fisters.
And cheers to my brother.
Yes,
And
cheers, Fisters.
So my brother actually 7 days ago just celebrated his 15th anniversary in the United States Army.
Oh, very congratulations.
well, you know what?
It's
We
like
could
5 to
cheers
go.
him if we finished our beer thing.
Well,
God.
just saying. I'd say we call him, but he's at the armpit of the army right now in
Oh,
training.
I know what that's at. It's called Fort Polk.
Yep, been there. That's where the 83rd Chemical Battalion is. That's
Been
where
there, done that,
all
don't ever
my
wanna go
command
back.
was at Fort Polk.
I'm sorry.
I've never been there.
We're talking what?
All of my command was at Fort Polk.
It's nothing. Nothing there. So, listeners, this beer of the week is from El Segundo. I'm a terrible Hispanic. I tell you what. El Segundo, and that's probably not how you pronounce it.
No, it is.
El Segundo's Brewing Company, and this beer is called Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA.
Let me show it to the...
Show it to the
El Segundo.
El Segundo.
Show it to the folks.
Look at that. This is $1 million editing right here. Look
yes,
at that. Look
that's a
at
graphic
that.
right there.
Ah,
And-
buddy. Oh, it's
And
got
for
a nice
those who
little
really
skull.
don't believe me, I really don't drink beer. I just have.
Jesus.
Behind your Whataburger.
I held it up.
Oh, there we go. Balvini's. So, Broken Skull IPA
Okay, sorry.
is a badass 6.7 IPA designed by Steve Austin,
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stone Cold Steve
Bro,
Austin,
I'm drinking all this.
and
I don't even care.
El Segundo's
hell
Brewing
yeah.
Company
Hey,
for the
it
working
seems-
man and women.
And women.
It features Citra, Cascade, and Chinook hops to deliver big flavor with an easy finish. Now stop reading and start enjoying this awesome beer. Cheers.
Right out of Stone Cold.
You jackass!
Jackass.
And that's the bottom line!
Who was it that did that Michael Jordan documentary recently that's been praised? Was it Netflix or HBO?
Netflix.
I don't know.
They're doing
No.
a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You're right. The
documentary.
same
watch it.
producers that did, what is it called? The Last Dance.
Yeah, they're doing a Stone Cold Steve Austin. documentary.
I think I saw the article for that one, but yeah, I want to watch that one. I remember like way back in the day when he became CEO, that storyline. He walked in. That's not how you answer the phone.
It was the only time I ever watched wrestling was whenever the Attitude Era. You know?
And it was like, that's
mostly
not how you
because-
answer the phone. You answer the phone. Who the hell is this?
Yeah. It was mostly because my sisters watched wrestling, and so we only had one TV, so I had to watch it too. But still, I watched it.
Well, you had like 3 channels. You have little turn knobs
Yeah.
on there. Are you that old or no?
No.
No, you're younger than me. I know that. I'm the oldest one here.
So this is very clear, viewers, for an IPA. Generally, IPAs are very dark and malty looking, and it's got
guess I'll
some
get
pretty
my
good color.
sip.
Well,
He did it. This is now the second time I've been on the show where he only gets out.
you know what?
He only gets
you know
2.
what? You can give that to that fella so he can sip it. Here, I'll pass it through. So he doesn't touch our thousands of dollars of equipment here.
I wanted my cup. no, I don't get a cup or nothing. Here,
Fine,
how about
you-
this? How about this? How about this? I'll fucking this asshole over here.
All right, you get a full thing, and you get the sip out of the can.
That's if I do, viewers.
Okay,
All right.
that's a hell of a head right there. I'm not gonna.
That's what she said.
I don't drink
Wait.
beer. This is gonna be fun.
All right.
Can't wait. It looks.
Cheers.
My scotch is still good.
Oh, that's pretty good. Stone Cold, I think you did something here. Oh, wait, it's gone.
Fun. Try a bit, and then pass it back to me.
Here we go.
There's an interesting taste to
Viewers,
that.
you have it on video. Shreckus drank a little bit of beer.
Cheers. For your brother.
It's beer.
Pass it back to him.
Oh,
There we go. This is good. I like it.
I do. For an IPA, it's
actually
not
really. It, to
not
me,
overly hoppy.
It seems light, actually.
There's
It
an
is very
interesting
light.
taste to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it did pride itself in saying that it was with a clean finish, and that's
There's a bit of a clean finish.
kind of hard to do with IPAs.
Yeah, it doesn't link to me. Like even though I just had a sip, it doesn't linger with like this whole beer deal because I don't like the taste of beer, but it just keeps on going.
And good beer, as I said before, viewers, if it lingers on your palate, it's not good. They're doing something wrong. No beer should ever linger on the palate. Now they can say
darker beers like Guinness. You know, I feel like
Guinness doesn't linger; it goes straight down.
Maybe.
Oh no, I still think. Even like this is, callback to the first beer of the year was, I believe, the Black Crack or whatever.
Yes.
When that was cold, when we drank it when it was cold as shit, it was good. I actually
when it was cold outside, it warmed you up.
No, it's not that.
Was cold.
No, when the beer was cold, it was actually really good, and I actually would drink a little bit more of that from there
because you could taste the bourbon out of it. Yeah,
that too. And I'm not a big bourbon fan, even though I got a glass of scotch in here. No.
So, what we do here. Viewers, is we rate the beer. We have a KV system. It's 1 to 5, 6 if it's like an epic beer.
Perfect beer. Yeah.
Perfect beer. Like, so if you were rating movies, something like Forrest Gump or Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, Aliens 2, The Godfather 2. There's a lot of 2s in there.
The first Godfather was good.
You want to know something interesting about Forrest Gump? The Butcher hates that movie.
Nobody's perfect.
Well,
Love you,
keep in
Butcher.
mind, the Butcher's name is Jenny. She was born in 1990. Her entire life, everyone's been like, Jenny. She's done with it. She's fucking done. She hates that goddamn movie. She hates that goddamn movie.
I would hate it too. Jenny.
And that's the only reason. She's
with the last name
she saw
is
it one
Shrek.
time, and it was honestly a pretty good movie, but she'll never get over her bias.
And you know what? I remember the first time I met the Butcher.
I'm pretty sure you did it.
I did it. It's the first thing I did. It's like, this is Jenny. I'm like, Jenny.
And
you
she-
immediately looked at me. She gave me the death stare. He looked to me. He turned to the side of me. He's like, she really hates that. I was like, you probably should have let off with
It's the very
that.
first thing fucking everyone does. I think even I did it the first time I met her. She does not like it. She is not a fan.
You apparently survived.
Yes, I did. Man,
And you're still here. What, 9
it's
years,
to the
10 years?
point to where, like, I'll tell people now, hey, my wife's name is Jenny. Do me a favor and don't make
do it.
any Forrest Gump references.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't.
Man.
And then you introduce, hey, this is my wife, Jenny, instead of what you set me up for.
And I can't even say Jennifer because it's not her name. Her name is Jenny on her birth certificate and everything. Jenny.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Jen?
Nope. No, her name is Jenny. Don't call me Jen. My name is Jenny.
Now I really want to go.
Oh, man, I hope you do. I hope you piss her off.
Oh, I forgot. She can see me now. You know,
Yeah.
this is different.
Yeah.
Before, I was like, she'll never listen to this.
Apparently, we have cameras now, which I have been told.
I know.
She's going to
There's
remember
3 of them.
everything you said. And the fact that it's on documentation right now, she's going to probably save that clip. She's going to put it on her phone. And every time she sees you, hey, remember asshole when you did this? Huh? You remember asshole? And then
Jenny, don't do that to me. I would never call you that word, that name.
yeah.
I have a question. Did we lose coasters or what?
You know what? Blackjack, I told him to come. You know what? It's fine. It's made out of wood. Wood.
Apparently he hid all the gold-plated stuff from, my adventures of sending gold back and gold-plating everything, and apparently nothing's gold-plated here.
I want there to be like a cartoon special of, Shreckus and Jimny's adventures. Just y'all gallivanting.
Well, there's only the party bus, the couple chariot rides, and nothing like beyond that.
I tell you what, I keep drinking this beer and circling back here on the beer because we're on the beer of the week.
Yeah, we're still.
Oh, is that what we're on?
Yeah, we always get off topic, and that's what we do here, folks. We rate a beer, we enjoy it, and then we just forget the fuck with
The greatest podcast about nothing.
about nothing. We forget what the fuck we're talking
more
about.
It's more than a
podcast.
podcast.
More than a podcast. See, the light's on, and it's stuck on the wall. It didn't fall off this time.
Hey!
Bonus. Are we gonna have some blue hue from behind you, Captain, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, eventually. So this, I'm giving it a 4. I mean, it's good. I like it. I do like it. But I know they use all those hops. And it smells just like hops, like an IPA should.
Huh.
But without anything special about it, besides this color. I mean,
Yeah, I'll
look, the
admit-
color here, it's very deceiving. You'd see this and like, that's got to be a Miller Lite, or this has got to be a blonde, or some kind of, clear beer, and it's definitely an IPA.
I'll admit, even though the can does say IPA, the fact that it's by Stone Cold and the fact that it's called Broken Skull, I thought it was going to be a bit darker than it is, but it's not. And it really is an IPA, and I'm not really a big fan of IPAs, but I kind of like this.
I don't mind it. I just don't think you get a 4 from me. I don't want to downgrade you, Stone Cold, because I would love for you to come on the show and not kick my ass.
What are you gonna do?
The whole time you're just saying what?
We just need the sound effect of him just like, oh hell yeah, or whatever.
I feel like if he did come on the show and he did say nothing but what, we would mute him, and we would be like, yeah, that's really
Austin. Sorry, sir, you've been muted, and then I get Stone Cold stunned.
But even though we say we want to have Stone Cold on the show, technically, you live 10 miles away from the Undertaker.
That's true.
We have a better chance of getting the Undertaker on this show.
I mean, he's retiring.
Are you bored? Do you want to come over have a beer or two?
Come on, Taker. What's his name? Mark
Calloway. Yeah.
Mark Calloway. Hey, Mr. Calloway. I'm the Taker. Okay, yeah. Hey, Undertaker. Yeah. Hey.
My friend's mom went to high school with him.
Yeah, he went to Waltrip High School here in Houston, Texas, and I think the same graduating class as Patrick Swayze. That may not be true, but I think it's somewhere in there. I know they went to the same high school.
Later.
There are a few famous Houstonians. Undertaker, Patrick Swayze, Brent Spiner, the guy who plays Data from Star Trek.
Yeah. We talked about that during Halloween.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even Stone Cold I think he's native Texan.
He's
but
Texan.
He lives out near Victoria.
Yeah, he has a ranch down
He's
Victoria.
from Victoria. I think he lives in San Antonio.
We got Nolan Ryan. We got George Strait.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to stalk these people.
I don't count sports stars because, sports.
So what would you give it? Would you
I'm going to give it a 4.
4?
I'm going to finish it.
I see that. You actually do like it.
Yeah, actually, I've taken
For somebody that doesn't like IPAs. I know you hate IPAs.
I'm not a big fan of beer.
And you?
It's beer.
Your rating doesn't matter.
I'm going to try to put it in the way of the camera here.
All right, so El Segundo's Brewing Company. You get a...
Calculation?
The Broken Skull.
Computer's working, y'all.
You get a 4. You get a 4 right here. Man Cave Live. And that's only because if I gave you a 3, I'd probably get Stone Cold stunned.
But that means he would have to show up to do it.
And you get a 3 then. A solid fucking 3.
And with your size, 8, you might go flying afterwards.
You know what? I will tweet you got a 1. You got a 1. This is horse piss, Stone Cold.
Not really. Please don't kill us.
Please don't kill us. And don't send me hate mail via email. Don't like and dislike.
He's going to start driving around random neighborhoods in Houston. Okay, where are these assholes at? In the garage? Where are they? Garage door open. Yeah, it's y'all.
Y'all going to give me PTSD. Anytime I hear like broken glass falling anywhere.
Hey, no, we don't joke about PTSD.
I'm just saying, like, I'm going to get concerned every time glass gets broken. It's like, oh shit, Stone Cold's on my trail.
My viewers, my apologies. PTSD is a hot button for me. For veterans, I will discuss that later, but maybe not.
Well, everybody's got issues, and for those that have it, I'm sorry that you do, and I hope that you find the help, and I hope that others support the people that are giving them the help. So cheers to those.
And you can come to us on Man Cave Live.
That's right. You want to blow me up? You want to tell me how much you hate me? Make yourself feel better? Cheers.
Come on over. Have a beer with us.
That's not a threat. Please do. Come.
That's an opening arms thing.
Yeah.
Open arms thing. Veterans, if you have PTSD and you want to come talk about it on here or wherever, we help you through it, come on over. Come on. Open on invite.
Take off your shoes. We don't do that here in the cave.
This motherfucker. Okay, yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Take off your shoes.
Take off your shoes.
Take off your shoes.
Is that what I was supposed to do?
Yes.
Shit.
Why do you think I've been staring at you the whole time and not looking at you directly in the eyes? To show my dissatisfaction.
Yes.
That word.
Dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction.
Hold those viewers.
This piece of shit really fucking threw off his shoes. Put your shoes back on.
Put your shoes. The fan's on.
Put your
God.
shoes back on.
I'm not going over there to get my
Put your
shoes.
shoes back.
I'm going to get yelled at if I leave.
Fine.
You yell at me for my shoes, then you yell at me, put it back on. Make every day mine. Jeez. You going to finish beer of the week?
Oh, and that was beer of the week. Beer, 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 said the private.
Beer, 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 said the private.
I'll let you do the other part.
My manly men are we.
What manly man are we?
But it's none so fair that you can't compare to the airborne infantry. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Oh, my God. So let's talk about those separate branches of all the, there was, what, 5 now, right?
One of them doesn't count.
The Space Force
No,
counts.
Space Force counts.
Okay, there are, according to my notes here, it says 7, but now there's 8. What's this? Oh, okay. I might understand what's
Well,
going
let's go with the one that's the oldest. Let's go with the Navy.
We're going to start with the Navy?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be nice to the Navy for a while. All right.
Let's give a little bit of history about the Navy for our sailor veterans.
My wonderful sailor friends and everything. I actually do have Navy history, Navy ties. My grandfather was a chief petty officer in the United States Navy. Started it actually in 44 and retired in 77. Let's see. Where's my wonderful deal? Oh, the Navy traces its origins to the Continental Navy, which obviously was for the American Revolutionary War.
Right.
The war that we kicked the Brits out. Sorry, Gavin, we kicked you out.
You started it.
Huh? You started it.
They started it.
You started it. Then you got mad that we lost. You came back a few years later, and we kicked you out again. War of 1812, folks. Get your history going.
They did burn a house down, though, on the way out.
Right?
They did.
They did like
fuck
that.
you.
And it was
This
set,
house
and it was
too
set
white.
For, and it was and it was set for dinner too.
I don't like it. Way too
I
white.
don't like it. Like it.
Get rid of it.
Let's see.
Too white.
Too white.
Let alone we do have we as the United States Navy do have the oldest commissioned ship still at sea.
Is it the USS Constitution?
That would be old Ironsides herself, USS Constitution.
Are you fucking serious?
Yep.
Ironsides is still in operation?
She is. Yes, she is. She is the oldest commissioned warship still at sea. There's that at sea part.
No. It doesn't count unless she's still doing shit. If she's just sitting in a port being in a museum, that doesn't count.
They do a turnaround cruise every 6 months because of the way the currents work in Boston Harbor. So what they'll do is they'll sail her out and they'll do some little deals every now and then. They will drop sail.
Watch your hand with the camera.
My apologies.
Jesus.
Messing up my profile.
We straight up told you that 10 minutes before we started the show.
All right. So they'll sell her out and they'll essentially do a turnaround. A handful of times they will drop sail and they will the Constitution will sail under her own power. Now she hits a respectable 3 or 4 knots. And
3 or 4 knots. You kidding me? What is this? A fucking paddle
I
boat?
think you threw your shoe faster than 3 or 4 knots.
Hey, we got a rowboat out here. Hey, look at that. 3 or 4 knots.
But it's all about the reason why is because they want to turn the boat every about 6 months just due to the currents to make sure they get like a decent non-warping of the boat.
But other than that turning of the boat, does it stay still the entire year?
Yes.
Doesn't count.
So, but
So
the
by that
oldest-
definition, the USS Texas,
The Lexington.
the Lexington.
The Lexington aircraft carrier out in Corpus.
Yeah.
I mean, but the USS Texas battleship, is that even in water? Yeah, it's in water still.
Was that
It's still in the water, but they were doing some refurbishing on it.
Yeah, because there were some issues with the battleship Texas.
Oh, yeah. It
was
fought in World
falling
War
into
I and
dilapidation.
II.
Yeah, we discussed this on one of our other episodes.
Yeah, it was getting dilapidated. Like that.
But they were doing there, and the Battleship Texas is our wonderful dreadnought class.
That's right.
No, it's dreadnought type, not class. My apologies.
Flash packet of fame. She hails from Texas, and the dreadnoug's her name. Okay,
Yeah. So she was the Texas actually was a little bit of history on the Texas. We've gone through this before, but she actually was at the Normandy landing. The one thing about it, and I told you this for all the artillery folks, what they had to do for the Texas, because all of our troops were advancing so rapidly through there, they still needed Navy gunfire. Well, they were at the edge of the range of the Texas. So what the Texas did is flooded half of it, or the one side of the ship,
hull.
and so they tilted the boat so they can get extra range on the artillery from there.
Then a little bit of extra arc.
A little bit of extra arc there so they can get some more range on there. Then there is my favorite story from the Navy featuring my favorite class of vessel, which is the wonderful Iowa class battleships.
Yeah, Mighty Mo.
Yeah, well, this one actually is the Wisconsin. So during World War II, the Wisconsin was never hit by enemy gunfire at all. but she reigned the hate because, you know, those nine 16-inch guns just destroyed from there. During the Korean conflict, Korean police action, or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, because the war's not over.
Yeah. The Wisconsin was hit by 155 millimeter cannon from on shore, and it did a little scratch, and Wisconsin's like, the fuck was this? So Wisconsin pulled all 9 of its 16-inch guns, fired a full broadside, and just obliterated this gun position. Just straight up destroyed it, flattened it, called it a day. Their escort signaled them, temper.
Now, the way you described that, I'm thinking in the situation where like this ship is just kind of like has its back turned and somebody throws like a rock at it, like, hey, and then he comes out with like a fucking like cannon to blow up a person who threw up a rock at it.
Yeah.
Overdoing it, overcompensating, but we get the job done.
But I mean, the Navy.
That's right, sailors.
I once saw a joke about the U.S. Navy, and it showed our largest aircraft carrier, which was fucking huge.
Talking about the USS Reagan?
I'm not sure. Probably, but I'm not sure. And then it showed the very next largest aircraft carrier in the next country over, which was roughly half the size. And in fact, all countries' aircraft carriers are like half the size.
I gotta.
And so some guy was like, "What's America compensating for?" And America was, and some other guy responded, "Weak allies."
So, all right.
What's a super carrier now?
Back to the whole deal. So, the United States Navy is the largest and most capable Navy in the world, per this article I had. It is estimated in terms of tonnage of its active battle fleet. It is larger than the next 13 navies combined.
Yeah, I know that.
And 11 of them are partner nations.
Yeah, defense spending, we spend more than the next 23 countries combined, 22 of which are allies.
Well, that should send a message to the world. Don't poke the bear.
That's right.
Don't mess with the Navy.
Don't poke with the bear. You know what? I heard a statistic. What is the most deadliest weapon that the United States have? Commonly, people always think it's the nuclear bomb.
No.
But that is incorrect.
There's only one U in that word.
It is one single U.S. supercarrier.
Yeah.
Because it has more firepower, more... It's just...
I would say it's a single angry Texan, but you know, whatever.
Well, cheers to that. Yeah.
Bunch of my corn-fed redneck cousins down in South Texas. I don't piss them off, please. Yeah. Love them to death. Love y'all.
I would say it's one angry Texan.
I think I got one better. An angry Texan's wife that's been cheated on.
Oh, okay.
Someone died.
Yeah. That one's on the news. It's going to be on the news. Or vice versa.
But I mean, before World War II, the United States Navy was just a kind of, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah,
but
I think before World War II, we were actually the 19th strongest country in the world. And then after World War II, we were number 1, baby.
Yeah. Well, we played isolationism for quite a while.
Yeah, we didn't care. There wasn't anything happening. So
we didn't want anything.
Then someone showed up on the doorstep in Hawaii, bombed a bunch of our ships.
Well, you learned that lesson.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
You ever watch Robot Chicken?
Not in a while, I haven't.
They had this one skit where it was there was a German kid in class and he was screwing with all the Polish kids and all the Russian kids and stuff like that. And then there's like the American kid in a bomber jacket sitting in the back of class with his arms around his head, not giving a fuck. And then some Japanese kid comes and knocks over his milk and he's like, now it's my problem.
But I mean, for the whole fact of Pearl Harbor, even Admiral, what's the guy, the Japanese admiral who did it all.
You have the.
I know, I got the thing right in front of me and I could click it, but he actually years later and he goes, "Yeah, it's the worst decision we've ever made."
Well, I wouldn't say it's the worst. You all the politics aside on that, we put an oil embargo on them. We kind of,
Yeah.
Now Japan are super allies.
Oh, yeah.
Like we love Japan and they love us.
We also do fund their military. It's not the Japanese.
And we also buy a lot of their shit. PlayStation, baby.
Now, you want to hear a positive story about all this. So Pearl Harbor wasn't the only location that was attacked on the western seaboard.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little town in Oregon that was attacked, too, by a single bomber. Single Japanese bomber. Attacked it and bombed it and all that. Years later, after the war, he felt so bad about this.
Yeah, he returned to the town.
He returned to the town prepared to do seppuku.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With his 200-year-old samurai sword, family samurai sword.
Yeah.
They've been passed down for 200 years old. He prepared to show up with this and perform seppuku in
He was
shame
a real samurai.
for what he did to these innocent people. And he didn't bomb people per se. The objective was to start a major forest fire because, it's like a kindling box down there.
There was stories that what the Japanese did is they actually had napalm bombs hooked up to high altitude balloons that would essentially pop over the United States, and they were trying to do that way.
Right, and that's what they wanted to create forest fires and destroy property and stuff like that. He was one of the first. He did it, and he felt so shameful of it to attack innocent people and all that. So he went back to that town, and they were actually so happy that he came and apologized in a sense to the town.
They honored him, didn't they?
They honored him, and he dedicated his family sword, his family katana, to this town, and they still hold it today.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know what the town is, and
But as
viewers,
a result, he didn't commit suicide.
no,
They saved
because
his life.
he thought that he was going to be egged, tarred and feathered when he came to this town. He was prepared for it. He was prepared to take his life in the shame for it, and he didn't. Viewers, you could probably look that story up. I don't know the facts. I don't know names. I mean, I'm smoking cigars and drinking beers with my buddies here on Man Cave Live. So,
we don't look up facts.
No. We're old school. We
I'm not
do
about to
word
go
of
through.
mouth.
I have my notes here, and that's all I'm going to look at. That's all it is.
Right.
And it's just notes on the branches because I want to make sure I get all the facts right because I don't need, sailors showing up and soldiers showing up and airmen showing up. You got this wrong, asshole. We'll beat your ass for this. Okay, well, we're not going to play that game.
All right, moving on to the Navy's, I wouldn't say redheaded stepchild, but they are.
I would.
They wear a lot of red, and they're the worst people that you want to face on the other end.
They are.
I mean, I'm going to say that hands down. I'm an Army veteran, soldier. The captain's an Army veteran.
You're damn right.
You are an Army veteran. But we all know there's the Spartans that we don't want to face.
We love them. We hate them.
We support them.
Hit it.
And we'll roll with them and we'll ride or die with them.
Hit it.
And that is the United States Marines.
What was that?
No idea.
You didn't.
Did you get the ad in there too?
Probably.
No. Remember how at the beginning of the video there's that little intro thing? You must have gotten that in. We forgot to edit it. We apologize. Hey, there it is.
And this is, I salute this little song to my cousin, Houston Shaw.
I'm gonna do a shout out to a Marine I know as my uncle, and Donald Webb, Marine, who was there for 4 years, and can't remember what years he was, but it was after Vietnam from there. So, but honestly, so not only that, now, like I mentioned earlier, there was one branch that's going to have some rather interesting stories probably come out this weekend.
Yeah.
Because the Navy and the Marines, I will salute to you for happy birthday as well, because November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday.
Hey.
Hoorah.
So I'll salute to that too. This weekend is the weekend.
Wait, you mean that was yesterday?
Yeah. So stop messing with my dates here. So I'm pretty sure over this past weekend.
Not Veterans Day, that is today.
So this past weekend, I'm pretty sure there were a handful of Marine balls that came out, and I don't mean Marine balls, I mean Marine celebratory balls from there. And
If you ask a Marine how big those balls are, they couldn't tell you.
the safety briefs alone are already enough. Don't play with your swords. I've already seen a picture of it. It's like a Marine has a sword already stabbed in like the side of his chest, and I'm like, what the hell? It's not even the weekend yet.
Do all Marines get swords, or is it just officers?
Sabers.
Yeah.
Sabers.
Either way, do all Marines get
Sabers.
sabers, or is it just officers?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh no, I kicked the thing. I am so sorry.
It's fine. We can still see it. No, there you go.
My bad. That was my apologies. I felt it immediately, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
We gotta do this.
Now we got to do the whole show over. You know what?
Now I gotta restart.
Restart.
How many minutes are we in? Fuck it.
So the Marines, the United States Marines.
The United
So
States.
the Marine Corps are a component of the United States Navy.
Right?
Because
They sign the checks.
We know what Marine stands for. It stands for My Ass Rides in Naval Equipment.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, I have another Marine to shout
Pretty
out
sure
to. His
it's
name
not
is
a-
Mike Redmond, retired Marine Naval Aviator from there. and one of my dad's good friends, and one of my good friends by proxy, obviously. But from there, so the Marine Corps traces its roots back to the... What are you yelling at me for?
Nothing. I'm
Laughing at you.
I'm laughing.
For me?
Rude. No scotch for you.
No. Okay, so what happened was I heard the little piano, and I thought what Pudgy was doing was a little... it was like the little...
The sad music?
Yeah, I thought he was starting the sad music, so I started laughing.
Doing the Oscar playoff
my
music?
My bad. That was my apologies. I was wrong. Go on. Please, disregard the captain.
The Marine Corps traces its roots to the Continental Marines of the American Revolutionary War, formed by Captain Samuel Nicholas. Because if I didn't say that, I'm going to have Marines yell at us and be like, "You didn't say
right.
You're going to say the right one."
Do you suppose the Marines have to learn that who it was formed by and all
Yeah.
that? I mean, I
They know
imagine
they know the name of the bar that it started in too. I don't know the name of the bar.
Well, you're not a Marine.
That's very true. But they essentially, because it was formed essentially they planned it in that bar, and I can't remember the name of the bar. It's like the Green Dragon or something like that. I don't know.
The Rough Riders Hotel.
I know that every Marine right now is yelling
at me now, and I don't
they're
care.
they're unliking our show right now just because you can't
but
remember.
Throwing things around the room.
But it was on November 10th. You know, all of the Continental Army and all the Continental stuff, they disbanded afterwards, but we still respect the date that they were originally formed as the Revolutionary one, the Continental one, because that's when they were formed. But it was November 10th of 1775 when the Marines started.
Damn, I didn't know that they've been around that long.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
From there. Now, like for now, like the Marines are typically they always there's always some on aircraft carriers, not like out of
They're
like
land, sea, and air.
Yeah. So all the air squadrons that are on the Navy carriers, there's always one squadron of Marines that are there.
Right.
Then Marines do a lot of security, like they'll do the embassy security all around the world. So they embassy security detachments, etc. But I mean, the Marines are typically the tip of the spear and the ones you don't want to fuck with.
Here's why you don't want to fuck with them. Look, I'm gonna give you an insight between the difference between soldiers and Marines.
There is a difference.
This is the main and only difference, and I've talked to a lot of Marines, and they all agree with what I'm about to say.
Except for you at home who don't agree for whatever reason.
I don't know why you wouldn't. I've trained. So I was at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, the home of field artillery. Also where Geronimo was buried. I've been to his grave, said hi, and then moved on because I was hyperventilating and I was fucking exhausted and tired. Because
Did
I
you
just
have
did
a
it.
ruck on your back?
Did you say anything
80-pound ruck all day. I was on it was the 20 car.
Was it the 20K?
It was the last
Fuck.
one.
That was the last one? Oh,
It was the last one. We're going to go to Geronimo's grave. When I'm half dead and I don't even care to see his grave? Sure, let's do that. And then go back.
You didn't even get a rest. They weren't even like, hey, here's Geronimo. Rest up for 10 minutes. Nope.
Drink water and move the fuck on.
Yeah.
We got to
Say
go
hi,
back.
drink water, move on.
Take your socks off, change them out.
Get a salt tablet.
Salt
Jesus.
tablet. Here's your Tylenol 3s. The fuck out of here.
No, they don't do Tylenol 3. Do ibuprofen 800 milligram liquid gel.
We didn't get
Sorry,
any
Ranger
of that.
gummies.
We got water.
That's true. You go to sick call, you're like, oh, my leg fell off. Drink water. Get the fuck out of here, Bryant. Fuck you crying about?
Stop crying.
So this is why you don't want to fuck with Marines. What the difference is. Now you think we do the same thing as soldiers. How are we any different than them? It's basic training, or what they call boot camp. We're told as soldiers that let me reverse that. Marines are told after boot camp is done that they're going to be gods after that. They are going to be Marines. They're going to be the best of the best. They're going to be Spartans of men. Nobody to fuck with. They're going to be the absolute badasses in the United States military. Soldiers are told, when you're done with basic training, you're Uncle Sam's bitch till you sign out. So imagine that kind of motivation to be a badass. Same job. I've trained with Marine artillerymen. Same fucking job. Same. We have better equipment because the Marines have the shittiest equipment.
Because they get the Navy stuff passed down to them.
Well, yeah. Choose a different side. So
We love you, but we're gonna make fun of you.
they
You do it to yourselves too, Marines. We love you. You open your own ass up for that crap.
Yeah, first to go, last to know. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. And when you have that kind of motivation and you go in the world and you go on the battlefield, those are the people I want in front of me, the side of me, behind me, all around me. So cheers to you, Marines. And Any more beer for the Marines?
No, well, it's not beer.
I
don't have any. It's gone.
You made me look like a punk in front of the Marines.
Well, that's not hard.
And the Marines are gonna make fun of you anyway. You're Army. That's just the way it happens.
Cheers. That's a good joke.
Everyone looks like a punk in front of the Marines.
Except the Navy SEALs.
Or Special Forces, maybe?
Or, the Green Berets. You know,
By the way, don't mess with the Navy SEAls. They're
the
Delta Force?
Delta Force is all of them combined. Well, they pick apart.
No, Delta Force is completely different. Delta Force is its own. So, Delta Force is on Fort Bragg. We knew a lot of
No, Delta Force is where they pick apart a single Marine, a recon, which is their special forces, a single paratrooper, or a single SEAL, and that one. They don't have to pick a Green Beret because Green Beret is a one-man
I
army.
never said they had to pick Green Beret.
I'm just saying. Navy SEALs, you're a team. Green Beret, they're the Berets. One-man army. You saw Rambo. Why would they make that up? Did they make that up?
I don't know any fucking. We were just tasked with them. I didn't really know any of those guys.
Yeah, they never looked you in
They
the
were
eye.
badass though. Like we didn't.
If you looked at them, you turned to stone.
They seriously didn't give a fuck. They were like, we're not going to salute you.
piss off.
I mean,
No, so that's and how I describe this whole thing. It's that sibling love. You know, in closed room or wherever. Fuck you. But something goes downhill. All right, grab your shit. Let's go. We ain't got time for this. Go fuck up shit. They'll stand with you.
so Marines, we give you a salute. And to the next one, moving on to the next branch to give them some love is the United States Air Force, the Hotel La Quinta of the United
I'm sorry,
States.
they
Red
don't,
Roof
they don't
Inn.
do La Quinta anymore. It's not enough stars in the hotel.
The Red Roof Inn.
They have to have complimentary Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's true. To you, Air Force.
You get the ad in this one too.
Oh no, he didn't. Is this really the Air Force song?
Yeah, it's over the Blue Yonder.
Yeah.
Now, my grandfather was a retired Chief Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force. I was an Air Force Junior ROTC cadet.
Oh, my mother was in the Air Force. As was my stepfather. They were both, or my mother was an air
Who's your
traffic
mom?
controller.
I have one in my family who was Air Force. Unfortunately, he has passed. So it's still from there. Is my Uncle Mike, who spent 4 years Air Force from there.
I have no idea how long my mother was in the Air Force. I just know she was.
I know my Uncle Mike. Love him to death, and I miss that. Oh shit, miss him greatly. But he straight up chose he chose Elmendorf Air Force Base up in Alaska as his duty station. One reason and one reason only. Fishing up there is great.
Oh yeah, I know that Alaska does their cold weather training in New York. Well, it's not because New York gets colder. It's because Alaska gets so cold and with so much snow that they cannot train there.
It's called mountain training, and it's in Fort Drum, New York.
Yep.
So
That's where you get your mountain badge, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
Almost lost a pinky toe to frostbite out there.
So the Air Force is obviously all of our wonderful little planes. Well, most of our planes. Ironically enough, the Canadian Air Force is the fourth largest Air Force behind the United States Air Force, United States Navy, and the United States Army. In that order. From there.
Yeah, but nobody rules the skies like the United States Air Force.
Very true.
We have that C-130.
The fat girl of the sky.
Ooh, that big old bitch, man. Every time I think of that AC-130,
The AC-130 or the C-130? C-130 is just the deal, but if you throw that A in front of there,
you put
then
that fucking
then-
cannons and 105s on the side of it.
Then you got the flying castle of fucking doom.
No,
Exactly.
We jumped out of C-130s and we jumped out of C-17s.
I tell you what.
C-17s are even huger.
Every time I saw that big bitch AC-130 roll in, I kept thinking of Mario 3, where the fucking, that
Oh,
ship
yeah.
flies in the air.
So
Because
being
it's shooting out cannons, and that's what this big bitch does. It's a fucking giant spruce goose that flies in the air, and it shoots 105 howitzers on the side of it. The best scene that I've seen, and this is going to be a shitty movie, I'm going to tell you, the best scene where I've seen
Olympus Has Fallen?
an AC-130 really get at it
Was it?
was Transformers, the first one.
The first one, yeah.
It
That
just
was the best one.
No, have you seen Olympus Has Fallen? Where they attacked the White House with a C-130?
That's bullshit.
No, it's fucking great, though. I don't care.
It's great, but AC-130 doesn't have those capabilities.
It also wasn't a C-130 that they flew to attack the White House. It just, said that because it's really
That's
fun
what they,
flying.
yeah. But in the end, it's, all fiction.
So being at Fort Bragg and being airborne, we saw C-130s every hour.
Yeah.
Like C-130 was a normal part of my life for 5 years.
it's a big bitch, man.
It was like, oh, look, another vehicle that we got to
No,
be.
you're talking about.
And to note, just because we're going to get yelled at, C-130 hits a handful of other branches. Or actually, it just hits Air Force.
Plenty of
And,
them
it hits,
have
and the Navy and the Marines have them, too, from there.
But they ain't got that big bitch.
But-
what's the Hercules, right? AC-130 Hercules.
Okay, so there's a C-130 Hercules. That's typical. It's just cargo, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
whatever. You can get AC-130 Spooky.
The gunship.
That's
Yeah.
the gunship.
Oh, that's the gunship.
That's the flying castle of fucking doom.
We didn't have any of the gunships because all of our AC-130s were specifically for airborne.
Now, I'll tell you,
It was
Those-
just to
those-
load
those are
people
just
up
for
and
jumping
throw
out.
them out. Yeah.
Now, the fun fact about the Air Force actually is a child of the Army. They actually started as the United States Army Air Force.
no, the United States Army Air Corps.
Air Corps. No, it's USAAF. I'm looking at right here.
No,
US Army Air
it was
Forces.
actually in the Army originally, and it was the Army Air Corps.
I can't imagine it matters.
Yeah,
to
but
the
it
real-
Matters to the United States Air Force.
So-
it was
Or-
54?
They hold on my notes here, and 1947 established the
Way
Department
later.
of the Air Force.
After
from
World War II.
After World War II. So the Air Force became its separate entity in 47 from there. And hence why the Army the Army and the Air Force have the same ranks, and the Navy obviously doesn't have.
Army and Air Force don't have the same ranks at all. The
Okay,
Air Force
sorry.
ranks are all kinds of fucked
So
up.
yeah,
They've changed
but
since
it's-
the
it's-
40s, yes.
It's roughly but it's still roughly the same stuff. Now when you get up to if you look at the officer stuff, they're the same. Now there's tech sergeant, master sergeant, blah 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 sergeant in the Air Force. Somebody in the Air Force is going to yell at us about that, but feel free to comment on the YouTube link below there. Put your ranks down there. I could look it up on the Wikipedia,
I
but they
know.
haven't paid our bitcoins yet. So
We being at Fort Bragg, we were right next to Fort Pope, which was an Air Force base before the Army bought it out in 2008 or 9.
yeah.
And
No, I
we
know.
saw Air Force officers all the time, and we had no fucking clue what to do
Look
because
like
we don't
bus
know their
drivers.
rank. We don't know their rank at all. We were like,
They look like bus drivers.
the bus drivers.
with
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
the Air Force. It's where the civilians take up arms. I love y'all, but it's the Air Force. Y'all open yourselves up to it. You have to have certain. You have to have certain. You have to make sure you have continental breakfasts at the hotel that you stay at when you do your field exercises.
I mean, I saw a guy with 20 chevrons on his arm. I was like, why do you need more than 3? Why you got 20 of them bitches? What the fuck?
you're messing with us.
And then he was like, oh, I'm just an airman. You have 20 stripes on your arm.
Airman first class, sir. Airman first class.
There are no sirs at this table. Last I checked.
Nope.
No, I work for a living.
That's right.
Yeah. I was supposed to go, but my in the Army and the Infinite Wisdom. No, I don't particularly claim full veteran status except for on certain night things, but nothing to get me anywhere because I don't believe what I did qualifies me as a veteran, even though the Army says you're a medically retired veteran, blah, blah, blah. I fell out during the middle of basic training with severe heat stroke and rhabdo. I don't recommend either of them. Shit almost killed me. Yeah, I'm still here. But
You answered the Call of Duty. That's all that matters.
I was actually supposed to go to basic training. Upon finishing basic training, I was going to go to OCS for the Army.
Watch your hand.
And no, you kicked my camera. I don't watch my hand.
Watch your hand.
You gonna kick my camera again?
I apologize.
All right, you were saying?
I was mostly done, and Captain rudely interrupted. So rude. So rude. No, I'm just kidding.
So-
What was I saying?
It doesn't matter. We're moving on.
Okay, that's when the tangent just hits a brick wall. But no, that's
Right there.
That's my
I do
story.
wanna-
And like I said, the Army considers me a medically retired veteran. I don't claim veteran status because to me, it's not appropriate. It's not right. I didn't do what most did, like y'all did, or my brother did, or somebody else did.
Well, I know a lot of veterans would feel happy about that, but being a veteran, I cheers you just for answering the Call of Duty. Because not everybody does that. Not everybody gives themselves to a greater service,
No.
and definitely
Or
not.
yeah.
Not everybody signs up to deal with the shit that we had to deal with.
Yeah. But I
For money
can,
and for
I
a better
can-
life.
I can sweep and mop like none the fuck other, and the Army taught me that.
I'll tell you how the Army taught me. It's called shamming, but we'll get on that later.
I
And
can
that
pick weeds like none other.
Yeah.
That sham.
I can move rocks
I
from
had the
this
sham-
side to that side.
I had the sham shield. I have actually my rank was specialist, and that was what I was medically retired as.
Yeah,
so I am
that's the sham shield, all right.
So I am a retired specialist of the United States Army. Well,
No echelon there. Moving on. Speaking for the Air Force, I will say cheers to my grandfather that was in the Air Force, retired Air Force, and to his name is Matt Cortez, but we called him Matt Stacks. And this is a gentleman that started and enlisted, and I believe now he's worked his way up. Now this doesn't always happen, but he's studied and worked his way up to first lieutenant in the United States Air
Oh,
Force.
he went. Well, I guess blue to gold, because in the Army it's green to gold.
Right.
So
He did all that, and now
Would the
he's
Air Force be like
I don't know.
hot pink to gold? Like,
he's definitely gonna send a fucking satellite bomb us.
We're gonna start hearing some like low rumbling here in a little while. Somebody's sending out the AC-130, and no
What's
more
worse is they're gonna
man
send those fucking warthogs on us.
the SRT-10s or SR-10s.
A10. A10.
The A-10 warthog.
A10 Warthog. Fun fact about the A10 Warthog: they got the gun and designed the plane around the gun.
They did. They sure as fuck did.
Sure as fuck did. Yeah.
I'm like, and
They
if
built
you,
this gun,
if
it's
you
like,
think, if
Just
you
build
think,
a plane around this.
and if you
Some
think,
jet qualities.
and if you think this cannon is nice, this cannon is not nice whatsoever. Hand me that cannon real fast. Now, the size of the rounds that come out this sumbitch cannon are roughly yay tall and yay thickish or so, because it's
It's funny.
depleted.
I told my wife the exact same thing. Moving on. That was a bad joke.
but you lie.
That was a bad joke.
But it's depleted uranium rounds, so it's like solid. When this thing hits you,
It's a slug.
It's a slug. It's
a
bad.
fucking slug.
I mean, it was designed as a tank killer. Back in when we thought Russia was going to come over the line.
That's it. That's a sound.
And from there. But that's the good old A10 Warthog. Love that plane. It is
I think it's a fucking
subsonic.
low.
It is subsonic. It does not go. It does not have the capability of going beyond, I think, 400 miles an hour in the air. And you can shoot off fucking half its wing, shoot it with fucking bullet holes, and this thing will still fucking land. Land with half a fucking wing, half an engine, no engine.
Good luck shooting at it because it got you before you even saw it was coming. You heard it coming,
Heard it coming. And
You
then
heard
when
it coming.
Unloaded. Then it was just.
and then you
shit.
just heard, and you're done.
And you're done.
And that was the Air Force. So, cheers to the Air Force.
And that was the Air Force.
And that was the Air Force. So, speaking of the Air Force,
Speaking
they
of
have-
the Air Force.
they have a new chapter of their little branch, and it's called the Space Force. We won't get into that because we know no shit about that. But what we
Well,
do
it hasn't
know,
really started recruiting or anything like that.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It is the 8th U.S. deal. The guy who runs it looks like Deadpool.
right?
He's like bald and wrinkly.
Wade
It's-
Wilson would be his name.
Okay, then no, his name is Deadpool.
But I will tell you
Wade
this.
Wilson.
But I will tell you this. We don't have Space Force news because it's fairly new. But we
That's
do
very
have
true. But
we do have space news.
Space Nerds. Oh, we're getting right into it. Okay, let's do it. So, next month, something special is happening that hasn't happened for almost 400 years. Okay, so if you go out tonight and for the rest of the nights within 2020, you'll notice that there are two bright objects in the southern sky. Those objects are Jupiter and Saturn. In fact, they have been in the sky for most of the year. Now, on the winter solstice, December 21st itself, these two planets are going to get so close. They're going to be 1/10 of a degree away from each other. Now, if you were to take your pinky and you were to hold it straight out in front of you, the width of that is about a degree. And they're going to be 1/10 of a degree away from each other. They're going to be so close that people looking up in the night sky could be forgiven for thinking that it's a plane flying over because of how close Jupiter and Saturn are going to be. And what happens is Jupiter takes 12 years to orbit the sun. Saturn takes about 30. So about every 20 years, they get very, very close in the night sky. But we're talking a degree or two away from each other. They haven't been a tenth of a degree away from each other since June or July of 1623. So this is going to be something that you will never be able to see again, that nobody that is alive has seen at all to this day.
Nice.
And yeah, it's going to be happening on the winter solstice. If you look at it through a telescope, you're going to be able to see both Jupiter and Saturn in your telescope at the same time.
Will you be able to see the rings as well?
Oh, yeah.
Both of them, or just the big
Jupiter
Saturn?
doesn't have rings. So
Jupiter does have rings.
No. Uranus has a ring. Saturn has rings. Jupiter has no rings.
Pretty sure Jupiter has some rings, but they're not like Saturn's rings.
So Saturn's going to be
we're gonna let the viewing audience fact check you on this later, but
that's fine.
So whenever you look at Saturn through a telescope, you could see its rings.
Yeah.
If you look at Saturn, you could see its rings through a telescope.
Right. I know that those are visible, but I thought I understood is that Jupiter has rings that are so like thin and round.
Well, if you do, you can't see them.
You can't see them, right? But you can see them, and when we got closer and stuff like that.
So you're going to be able to see Jupiter's 4 moons as well. No. Jupiter doesn't have rings, is what I'm saying.
But it did.
Has a shitload of moons.
Yeah, they're like 30 or something. You're going to be able to see its 4 largest moons at the same time.
Nice.
So you'll be able to see Jupiter, its 4 moons, and Saturn.
I am going to say this
at the same time. It is called the Great Conjunction.
I'm going to say this though. I do like this.
Wait. Hold on. Like the Dark Crystal.
Yeah, it's called the Great Conjunction. The Great Conjunction. It's what they call it in the Dark Crystal, and that's what it is. A conjunction is whenever 2 planets become so close together that they kind of travel along with each other. They almost eclipse. Okay, and so the Great Conjunction.
Can I not be a Skeksis?
What?
Skeksis? Is that what it calls?
You're making Dark Crystal references that I don't know. I'm sorry.
Moving on.
So yeah,
I don't want to be those people then.
Drink your beer.
So what were you?
I like this.
That's
space
not a beer.
I like this space news better than the last space news, even though the last space news you told me anyway isn't going to affect us for like millions of years. The roaming black hole.
Oh yeah,
that's
still terrifying. All. It's still terrifying.
Oh, it's still terrifying as fuck.
We don't know if it'll kill us all. It's just heading our way.
So
in a few million years, cover up your plants, put your car inside.
Yeah, all the good fun stuff. So,
but yeah, that Great Conjunction is something special because people haven't seen it since 1623. This is going to be
last I checked, no one was alive since.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happens
unless somebody has some elixir and isn't sharing.
I think the exact date. So you could see Saturn and Jupiter in conjunction about every 20 years, but they never get this close.
Yeah.
So I think it's like every 350 something years that they get this close. But yeah, the Great Conjunction. Go out in the southern sky and look at it. And if you look at it, Jupiter is going to be super bright, and Saturn will be a slightly dimmer star next to it.
Star looking.
Yes, valid. It's a dimmer point in the sky, not a star.
And folks, just for the deal, our sun is a star.
Yes, our sun is a star.
Pretty sure they know that by now. And that was
Space News. Space News.
All right, moving on. We'll just go to our last little branch before we get to the United States Army, and that is the United States Coast Guard.
Oh, the coasties.
Now, I do know the Coast Guards do one thing. They take all the drugs away from those assholes that try to bring it in.
And then don't share them with the rest of the crowd.
Okay. I just want to clear something up because Pudgie and I had a little disagreement. Pudgie, you are totally right. Jupiter has rings, but they are undiscernible from the naked eye because they are just dust and not ice.
Right.
So there's nothing to bounce light off of.
Now he's going to ward that over.
Right?
He's going to ward that
what he's going to do. He's going to be like, this is just like that one time.
No, I just remember that there was like 3 single rings.
Yeah, and they're so indiscernible.
And that you can't actually see them. They're not visible, but you know that they're there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pudgie was right, and now...
Pudgie just taught the captain something with space news. Holy shit.
Right here
on Man Cave Live.
More than a podcast.
Restart the song. I fucked it all up.
It's fine. The Coast Guard.
Just the Coast Guard.
This Coast Guard dealt with it.
Coast Guard, and they deal with this crap all the time. So
yeah, they deal with it all the time.
So
and they're tough sons of bitches too, because you got to be able to fight pirates, and not the. Well, yeah, they have. History's past. The Coast Guard has had to fight pirates.
Yeah, but they're not really like they're not going out there fighting Somali pirates because Somali pirates aren't on our shores.
I know about Somali pirates, but we won't get into that.
I'm just saying they're not out there fighting them. You are.
Some bitches were on land.
Let's see. Coast Guard. Yeah, it's Marine. It's a multi-mission service deal that the Coast Guard does. They operate now under the Homeland Security Department of Homeland.
Wasn't there a movie about the Coast Guard with Ashton Kutcher and Kevin Costner?
Yes.
There's like their swimming one.
I forget what it's
The
called.
rescue.
Yeah, I forget what they're
the
called,
rescue.
The guard.
or
No,
something.
that's not
It
right.
wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was okay.
Well, I only know one Coast Guardsman, and that's to you, Jason Andrus. Cheers for being a Coast Guardsman, and happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, sir.
I have a friend of mine. His name is Justice Lynch. He was Coast Guard.
His name is Justice.
Yes.
That's cool.
His last name is
Bastard.
Lynch.
That's
And
cool.
his last name is Lynch.
Whatever it is, just Justice.
I want to name my kid anything, but Danger needs to be his middle name.
Sue. Sue Danger.
Sue Danger.
But the one thing that for me the Coast Guard, I'm like, okay, you get bonus points is whoever that coastie was that jumped on that narco sub and just was like waylaying on the top of it and it was
bonus
points.
points.
It was a narco sub, and so he's beating on this door, and the guy opened the deal, and the fucking Coast Guard yanked his ass out of the fucking.
Get your bitch ass out of here.
So
Stop this shit!
whenever you say narco sub, you mean a sub that was transporting narcotics. But are we talking like?
It was like a semi-submersible. It was. Okay.
So was it like a homemade thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
You want one of my nice
No, I
ones?
want some of the scotch. I don't have any more beer here. I would like to have some of your scotch. Thank you.
Actually, pass it around as long as he's doing it. Might as well all take sips from Shreckus's glass.
Oh my god, that is like.
better than.
Oh, it was good until Texas
Yeah, the
A&M.
A&M glass. What the
Good
fuck?
night.
I forgot my other glass. Don't break my glass, damn it.
Smash it on the ground.
Oh my god, you couldn't get LSU or University of
Something?
Michigan or
Why you fucking
that was-
LSU? That's not even a Texas fucking school.
At least I got
LSU.
Texas. I support
cares?
A&M. I have a bunch of Aggie friends. I like my Aggies from there.
I like Coach
Oh,
O.
great. That was nothing but water. Thanks.
And I'll drink all my damn scotch out of the glass.
So going back on the Coast Guard.
Pour more in so I can have some.
And let's see. So during peacetime, they operate under Homeland Security. During wartime, they can be transferred to the Department of the Navy, but they're just they're a good multi-mission group between protecting our coastline, helping things go from there. They don't do much outside of there. The one thing I do like about their boats, their cutters or whatever, they actually designed these some bitches that if it's in the middle of a damn storm and it flips, it's designed to flip right the fuck back over. And
Did they help out during things like Katrina and Harvey?
I think so.
Was the Coast Guard there to help?
I think they went and rescued boats that were out there in the sea and
I
or
do
the
remember.
Gulf.
I do remember during Katrina, and there was a certain Army general that showed up, and apparently he was a take no nonsense and don't fuck with me, and that'd be
That was a Raging Cajun General Henri.
General Henri. I love that. I loved his.
I have a special
conferences.
history with General Henri. And
Oh, do you know him?
yeah, there's a history with that.
I like there was one of his news conferences I liked the most, and he got asked a question. Is it still unsafe in New Orleans to walk around? Well, ma'am, did you walk around New Orleans? Well, yeah, I did. Did you feel unsafe? Well,
Over.
no, I didn't.
Muzzles
All right,
down.
next question. that was out of the deal, and he was one of those ones, and not to go politics wise or wherever, but the president at the time put the right man in charge to go deal with Katrina, and he happened to be Louisiana, and take no nonsense, and this is the way we're gonna do it. All right, on. Just do it on. Go on. Over.
Over. That was General Henri. Over.
a lot like the LSU coach. Oh, go Tigers.
Coach O. I'm Coach O. We're gonna go beat him.
goddamn boy, you're gonna go over there, you're gonna tie that tree, you're gonna get some of that gumbo and
Why is it that the Coast Guard
Go
and
Tigers.
Louisiana just seems I don't know why that works. It's like, Florida's way over there. They clearly are the biggest proponent for Coast Guard, and we are seriously just you know what? Fuck Florida.
There's a Coast Guard.
Louisiana, we got your back. You're our brethren
There's
over
Coast
there.
Guard stations all over. There's a Coast Guard station in Galveston and all up and down the coast because this is where the Coast Guard operates. I don't know what.
Yeah, but who's going to be
Galveston
dumb
has.
enough to get past Florida?
True. and try to invade.
Yeah, you start inching close towards.
Not only that, then if you get past our military, then you got to deal with all the rednecks down there. Love them, love them all. Love all my Cajuns. Love all my rednecks.
What do you mean down there, man? We got rednecks that live 2 blocks away from us.
Well, they're right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got rednecks here. Down there.
We're good.
Great barbecue, by the way.
Great barbecue.
Wonderful barbecue.
Great barbecue, great gumbo, great recipes.
They put a literal beer can in a chicken's ass.
That's what I'm saying. Here in Houston, though, we don't call them rednecks. We call them kickers because of KIKK, because of that radio station.
Well, it's no longer called that anymore.
Is it not the KIKK? What is it now?
Well, fuck, we're fucking everything up.
What's
because I remember the K's were boots.
Yeah.
Remember?
Like way back in the day, that's what it was.
KIKK.
And that's in high school, like anybody who was like full country, the kickers.
Yeah, kickers.
And
well, that was Coast Guard.
That was Coast
Guard. I don't want to get off topic. We're getting a little closer to the show. We don't want our watchers and viewers
to know. Topic. What are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just the host of this damn thing.
I
didn't get my check this week. There's something wrong with my app. No.
But
we wanted to get down to the last bit. I had the Army song to talk about the Army, the last one, and because we're all Army, we're all part of that. But we've talked enough about it. I don't really like the Army song. I prefer the K-Song song,
which is the same exact thing.
And you know one thing I remember the most about the Army that I choose to remember, because there's things I just choose not to remember, is shamming. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's finding a way out of work and doing it with style.
Yeah, we were definitely samurai.
I am a samurai, and I was the best because I'm short.
I'm a retired specialist.
And I'm the best because I can fit in small spaces because I'm 5 foot and some change.
5'2" is what that means.
I'm 5'4" and some change. But if you ask Altuve, I'm 5'7" because that's what he claims, and we're eye level. So, Altuve. Altuve. So I remember I like talking about all the fun times that I had in the Army. The shamming was one of them, and the Army jokes, the Army tricks that they pull on prides and new boots. And I'll never forget where I said this one time. We were in the motor pool. And
a lot of days are spent in the motor pool.
All the time.
A lot of days are spent in the motor pool.
Oh, my God. You literally you go to your Connex, which is like a... What is a rat? What do they call them in the real?
ISU 90s.
A rattle.
Connex.
Connex,
but a box.
It's like a shipping container.
It's a shipping container. Yeah. So we call them Connex, a train car, and it's literally taking all your shit out of it.
Inventory,
cleaning it, refolding it, and putting it back in. That was Monday. Tuesday,
you did it again.
You did it again. Thursday, you did it again. Wednesday.
Well, see. You were slightly different because we were chemical, so we had a lot of vehicles. So really, we only did that. Too. We only did that once a month. We had a lot of specialized chemical vehicles that like sprayed shit and sucked shit and stuff like that.
We had Humvees, we had Cannons, we had.
Well, no, I'm talking. We had Foxes, we had Humvees, we had 5 tons, we had tanks, we had all kinds of shit. So our days in the motor pool were not spent doing that. They were spent PMCSing vehicles all day long. And then about once a month, we would do the Connex thing.
PMCM vehicles, that lasted the first hour we were there. The second hour all the way to the end of the day was busting what we called artillery gold. You know what artillery gold is? Rust. It's where you took the cannon and just busted all the rust off of it. Where the paint chipped, all where the that shitty fucking Army paint fell apart, and you just fucking... busted it off. You fucking sand it. You fucking hell. I even used what do you call it? SOS pads.
Yeah.
To get that shit off.
Those Brillo pads.
Brillo pads.
Yeah.
And that's artillery gold. Everybody has it's just fucking rust. Bust that rust.
Because most of our job was in the motor pool, we would fuck with new privates whenever they got to our unit, and we would make them do things in the motor pool that you like. We would have.
That's what I was talking about.
yeah,
you know,
go get
the
the
tricks.
you need to go get the air samples for the tailgate.
No, man, I got one
we
better
did
than
that. We did that. We would
Can-
get exhaust
you-
samples.
you-
But you had to specifically put exhaust samples inside these orange trash bags, and you had to drop them off at First Sergeant's desk because he needed to test them every day. So we would see privates that had been in our unit for days running around the motor pool with these big giant orange balloon trash bags behind them because they had been collecting exhaust samples. We would tell them that they needed to go over to 11th Quartermaster and collect headlight fluid. We would tell them that they needed to go and get some squeegee sharpeners from. We fucked with privates nonstop.
One of my favorites was they got me with it. One of my first earlier days in the motor pool, I had a sergeant who was like, just bored. It was Gunny. I remember you, Gunny. He was just bored as shit. Just,
you have
I'm
a
going to
Gunny?
fuck with this private.
How did you have a gunny?
On artillery, everybody's called different.
Okay,
You know that. Your brother's in there.
I don't know.
They're
much.
gunnies. So a gunny is a platoon, assistant platoon sergeant. What do you call that?
So that might actually be
Smoke is platoon sergeant.
That actually might be my brother. 'Cause my
Assistant
brother's
platoon
my brother's
sergeant,
first
staff
class.
sergeant?
No, my brother's starting first class.
Sergeant for the class. He's a smoke then.
Okay.
Smoke is...
We had different kinds of things. There was our platoon sergeant and then our squad leaders. We didn't have a secondary platoon sergeant.
well, there's like, second.
Calvin, Jerry.
I
That's
think
gunny.
It just depends on your MOS.
And then
what
you
kind
got
of
top.
unit you're in.
That's your first sergeant,
Yep,
right?
That's everyone. Top.
And then you have your chief,
Yeah,
squad leader.
I've heard multiple first sergeants.
Ours
Top.
was just sergeant. What's his
Because
face?
see, your whole squad, or what we call section, they're not they're also your infiltration
back
unit
and
as well. But
relax.
they're also your gun unit. Because that whole squad, or what we call section, that's your gun. That's your gun squad. There's people that's going to be on a single gun. And a gun is a cannon. A very giant cannon.
Huge.
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 Not the one we had, though. We had the 105P shooter. Not that huge.
Did it have like big giant wooden wheels on the side, and you
I
had
don't know
to
if it
use
was
like
that.
a
I don't
little?
think
You
it
had to
was
use
that
like
old.
a flick in order to
No.
light it. Right?
We told this piece of shit.
And then it like jumped and rolled back a few feet after each time you shot it.
No, that was the 198.
what
This
you
was
had?
the 119er.
It was just a tank
Pea shooter.
It was just a metal cylinder from
Yeah,
the
that's all
from
it
the
was.
1800s. You know, like Ernest Rides Again.
No, not that. Not that. I know what you're talking about. They use those in parade.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are parade
yeah,
cannons.
Yeah,
Those are the nice ones you don't fire because you can't break
they
them.
shoot duds. They
What were
just make noise.
What wasn't one of them called? There was a really, really famous one from like the Civil War, or the American Revolution. I forget what it was. It wasn't Old Ironsides, but it was something like that. It had a name like that.
I don't know.
As a red leg, I should know.
It's like the most famous cannon ever, and it's because they happened to get a shot off that destroyed something, and they're like, "Oh, this cannon's amazing!"
I don't remember, but I know what kind it was. It was a howitzer, obviously, but it was.
Maybe it was like Old Glory or something like that.
I want to say it was Old Glory.
Yeah, it might have been Old Glory.
That I immediately wanted to go Old Glory.
Yeah,
But-
might have been it.
I know which one you're talking about. There's the 8-inch, which is a big giant fucking cannon. This thing's huge. It's as tall as me. This fucking thing.
So it's about 8 inches.
Yeah. Yes.
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 No, that wasn't a dick joke. Okay.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
Fire bra.
She can attest. It's not a joke.
Call HR. Let's
I
ask.
feel like she's biased and she'll lie for you.
She don't have to. That's why she's always smiling.
I've never seen her smile.
You'd be mad too if you stuck 8 inches rawly into.
Going on.
So no, I love that. So I was going to tell you a story. That one story I had is that I had a sergeant tell me, just to fuck with me, go to that Connex, other side of the fucking motor pool, massive motor pool. Give me a can of AIR, and don't fuck this up. And now me, and when at the time when I was in the Army, I was trying to be an overachiever. You know, don't fuck.
Trying to be
anything
high
up.
speed?
High speed, super high speed. You know, brown nose. I got some shit up on my nose.
Folks, tell you this right now. If an Army veteran calls you high speed, it's not nice.
No,
No.
you got some.
Hey, high speed.
I was that guy. So I'm literally doing this through the walk all the way to the other side of the motor pole. AIR, 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 AIR. Don't fuck this up. AIR. I didn't even get all the way there. I got 3/4 of the way, and I'm going AIR. Fuck. They want me to get a can of air? What the fuck? I know there's viewers that are watching this going AAR, and they still didn't get it. They didn't put the
Put two
air
and two together.
No, they didn't. I've gotten chem light batteries.
Oh yeah.
I've got the blinker
we need
fluid.
extra chem light We always need extra chem light batteries. Get them.
A chem light is those glow stays.
Yeah, that's all it is.
They don't have batteries. I've gotten blinker fluid.
Yep.
There's no fucking fluid in that. There's no hydraulics in that. I've gotten a lot of dumbass things.
Dehydrated water.
Have you ever qualified though?
Qualified?
You know what qualifying is?
No, that's a new
so
one.
we did this in airborne all the time. I don't know if it's just an airborne thing. Maybe it is. But they would make you pick out a tree that was about yay big around. You know, something that you could get around and climb up, but that was super uncomfortable to do it. You had to climb at least 3 feet off the ground and then turn over where your head was on the ground. And you had to hold, or your head was towards the ground and your feet were up in the air. And you had to hold it for a number of seconds. And that was qualifying.
These people are fucked up.
I qualified several times.
Soldiers, you're the worst. You're the bad. That's why you're at the bottom. That's why you're at the end.
We would do, I forget what it's called, slingshotting, to where we would pick the same kind of tree and you had to climb all the way up to the top and then you had to hold on to the top as you let yourself down and then you let go of the tree for it to slingshot back up. It was really hard to do. We only ever saw one guy do it, but we all tried.
Oh, Lordy.
I just remember those goddamn ruck marches and shit.
Ruck marches.
Well, I don't always remember that, but I remember that. I remember being last, and I'm running. I get 80 pounds on my little ass legs, and I'm running to be last. While people your height are just...
We're just sucking.
When is chow? When is chow? I'm like...
Sucks.
I'm dying.
Well,
So that was the...
Well, the reason why we save the Army for last is because, well, it is the oldest, and in order of importance in the United States, it actually is the most senior branch in order of precedence.
Yeah, when people think military, they think Army.
You know,
right.
And so there's the whole deal of I had this before. I'm gonna fuck it up, and someone's gonna yell at me for it. It always does. Is when you start off a battle, you send in the Navy and the Marines type thing just to kind of soften it up or wherever. But you really want to long term fuck somebody up, send in the fucking Army. That's what you do. That's what the Army does.
No, you just send one. You send the Green Berets.
Silver hair.
So, and then you have
upon my chest.
We as the Army, we have as our leader for the armies, we have the only 6-star rank person ever there, which was posthumously granted to our first president, General of the Armies, George Washington.
We've actually had another 6-star general.
Well, it's Pershing, yeah, it's
There were actually a few. There was one that
no.
became a 6-star.
6-star is
5-star.
There's five.
Six.
No,
Fucking
five.
six.
No.
I mean, six.
There's technically right now, currently, one
Never said
technical.
right now.
No. There is only one overall what is currently right now qualified as a 6-star general, and that is George Washington. There have been several 5-stars. General Pershing, I don't think he had 4, which is a full general. And I'd have to pull up the old Wikipedia, but the title that George Washington has is, I believe, General of the Armies.
General of the Armies of the United States, and there have been 4.
General. No, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Where's
There's been George C. Marshall, Douglas MacArthur.
No, those are 5 stars.
George
Those are
C.
5
Marshall.
stars.
Those are
George-
5 stars.
Okay. George C. Marshall, Douglas MacArthur, Dwight D. Eisenhower, and Henry Hap Arnold, and Omar Bradley. There were 5. Hap Arnold was
Bradley,
actually
yes.
general of both the Army and Air Force, making him the only man to ever hold both titles.
Yeah, but there was a congressional resolution that essentially made George Washington superior to them posthumously.
Yes, that's right.
And-
He got the
Never said
6-star
he
at the end.
Huh?
He got
I never said he wasn't.
Yeah, but so that was that. I mean, and they did that during the bicentennial back in '74 before all of us were born.
76.
76. My apologies, and I'm gonna get yelled at for it. My greatest apologies. I don't know why I said 74. I said 76, even though I'm fucking looking at it right now. From there, and still looking. I mean, General George Washington. He was commander in chief of the Continental Army.
He actually skipped 4 and 5-star. George Washington. He was never a 4-star or a 5-star. He just went straight from 3-star to 6.
Yeah, but
Well, that's how you do it,
Fuck
folks.
him.
Yeah.
Fuck him. You know, that's
So-
how you do it.
but General of the Armies of the United States is the highest possible. Now, they did give it to General Pershing in his recognition of his service in World War I and in 1976 too there. But they essentially made Washington superior to Pershing because Washington's Washington. On an overall level rank, it would technically be 6 stars.
I mean, he did go on Christmas night, travel the fucking little
United States Army.
pond.
Don't fuck with United States Army.
then-
We will literally travel across a frozen river to kill you in your sleep on Christmas Day.
On Christmas.
Yeah.
We've done it. We'll do it again. One of my
And
favorite
even
memes.
after we sent you the letter saying we wouldn't, and we did it.
Yeah.
Because winners win.
I remember once seeing a little thing that saying that the Chinese are so petty that they would go up to the moon just to kick our flag over, and that the Americans are so petty that they would fly up to the moon just to stand it back up. Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely
We
right.
would. We would.
Absolutely
Oh,
right.
you're gonna kick our flag over? Just hold on.
Yeah. The
We got the money. We'll go over there and do it again.
formal promotion order dated 13 March 1978. The following order, let's see. The following order is promoted posthumously in the regular Army of the United States as indicated. Authority Joint Resolution Congress dated 19 January 1976, approved by the President of the United States on 11 October 1976. Name, Washington, George, United States Army. Or it says USA on here. It's not United States of America. That says U.S. Army. That's the deal of it. Promoted
That's the
grade,
acronym, yeah.
Grade promoted to General of the Armies of United States, effective July 4 July 1976 by direction of the President, signed into authority by Clifford Alexander Jr., Secretary of the Army at the time.
It's interesting that they did it on the 4th of July.
It was part of the whole bicentennial celebration.
Yeah, but the Declaration of Independence wasn't signed on the 4th. It was just kind of they didn't stand
started-
around
they
on
just-
the
they-
day of the 4th and
they
all
started-
sign it.
yeah,
they
they
all
started
kind
it,
of
but it's-
signed it whenever they happened to be in town.
Yeah. But that was
Well-
you want to talk about the biggest breakup letter ever.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that maybe on another controversial episode and all that.
Controversial. That's really what happened.
No, that's we're
Well, I
we're-
say
we're-
controversial. No, never mind. You're right.
We're talking history. We're talking history here.
I'm talking history. It's controversial. Not today, it wasn't, but back then it might have been.
Yeah.
True.
But we got to get moving on. We have to close the show because our listeners. Why do I keep saying listeners?
Caveaholics.
Because we were a podcast for 3 years, a very popular
Now
podcast.
we're more than a podcast.
Now we're more than that. And you can follow us everywhere all the time. But before we leave, there's a special little actor that is near and dear to all of our hearts.
We didn't do any salutes to the Army. Anyone we knew in the Army.
Me, you, and him.
Probably hundreds of friends.
Probably.
Yeah.
And actually, I
I
only
have
give one
several.
shout out, and that's to my cousin, Cody Shaw.
I gave a shout out to my brother. I'm also going to give a shout out to our 1000th like, because we mentioned it on the previous episode.
That is right.
From
we
there.
sure did.
And his name is Dylan Kramer. He is a friend of mine.
That's right, Kramer. Ooh-ah.
He is actually he's a 13 Fox as well from there.
Oh, he's a
actu-
fister.
Mhm. He is from Texas. He was our 1000th like. I'm actually going to tag him in this when we post it all up there because I'm going to give him a good shout out. But good guy. He's doing.
I remember that. That was a big deal to us.
And because that was our
And then it's still going to be a
1000th
big, that was a
our
big deal.
1000th like.
Our crawl up to 1,000.
And last I checked, and last I remember, from what I remember of our previous Veterans Day episode that got messed up or wherever, you owe him a beer.
I owe you a beer. Bring your challenge coin. We'll see who really has to pay for it.
From there. And but I talked to him on and off because he's over in Hurricane Central. He's over in like Beaumont area. He's like, oh dude, you need to come try my barbecue. I'll come try your barbecue when you stop having fucking hurricanes over there. First off, motherfucker. And he's like, all right. But that's
Well,
my
cheers
that's my other
to
but
Kramer.
cheers to Kramer, my buddy of mine. Obviously my brother, who I've already mentioned, and go on from there. Back to what we were going on to.
Nobody?
Yeah, I got one guy. I actually have several people that I know in the military that I still keep up with, but there's one in particular who will probably never hear this. His name is Brandon Bigger. He was my roommate back in D.C. We had a falling out, so he and I don't really talk, but it's worth noting. Have you ever heard of a documentary called Restrepo? Restrepo is about Camp Restrepo, which is in the middle of the Korengal Valley. Okay, and it's the most dangerous place in Afghanistan. We can't hold it. In fact, it often went on to where we would hold it and not hold it. Anyway,
Please tell me it's this guy.
He was in that camp whenever the Restrepo documentary. He was the unit that Restrepo's unit replaced, so he had to deal with all that shit. So if you go home, watch Restrepo. It's free on YouTube, and know that my buddy Bigger had to deal with that, and that's a hell of a thing. You know, it's
Is this the famous Bigger with Vigor?
Yeah. No. Bigger with Vigor is its own little thing. We just happen to be his last name Bigger. But yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Bigger, who is in the real shit. I've never met anybody in my life other than World War II veterans who are in some shit like Bigger was in. And that's a hell of a thing. You know. So shout out to my buddy Bigger.
Well, cheers to you all veterans. And we love you. All of Americans I know love you all to death. We are sitting here doing this stupid little show very freely. Nobody's bothering us. And we're doing it joyfully, drunkenly, and tobaccally.
Tobaccally.
We're not drunk.
If that's a word. We'll get there. I remember my first goddamn bottle of scotch.
Keep drinking on my scotch. You know, if you want a really good scotch episode, go watch the Skip This or go listen to the Skip This episode.
Right.
Way back in the day.
But veterans
Stop
goes
at 2 hours. That's the fair warning, unless you just want to hear drunken slurs from me, the Count, and Pudgy.
But veterans are, vast, to our allies. We're going to go on to that because there's a special little actor. He's near and dear to a lot of our hearts, including to one of our favorites, our favorite friends of ours. We just call him Juicy. And that is Sir
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. He is a sir.
Who is actually a veteran in his own right. And
He died last week. Yeah.
we'll just give him a little salute because at 90 years old, you gave us a shit ton of good movies, and we'll give you that.
He was
And
in the Royal
per
Navy.
Sir Gavin,
Royal Military.
as another sir,
Yeah. So, our wonderful
as they
Sean
do.
Connery. So Connery did join the Royal Navy at the age of 16 in 1946. Don't know how much action he saw. Let's see, where did it show his? It went on. So he trained in Portsmouth in the Naval Gunnery School in an anti-aircraft crew. He was later assigned to the HMS Formidable, an aircraft carrier, and discharged 3 years later due to a health issue. But that didn't stop him from becoming the greatest spy on the movies.
Yeah, damn right.
That's right.
Bond. James Bond.
James Bond.
From there. So,
Cheers to you, Sean Connery. And I ran out of beer, and that's what I've been trying to get. Sir Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
All right, folks. We're going to get out of here. Some of us have to pee.
All of us probably.
All of us have to pee. I need to re-up on beer. I need more scotch. And we're going to have a grand all time after this. We'll see you next
Steal
time
my scotch.
right here on Man Cave Live.
Bye.